I know that I want to get married, and I'm kind of like at this point where I want to know, like, at what point am I wasting my time? Because we've been dating for like about 6 months now. Like, at what point would I be just wasting my time?
How old are you?
24.
And how old, he said he's 8 years older than you?
Mhm.
All right. What has your father met him?
Yes.
What does your father think about him?
Um, well, I was in foster care, but my foster father kind of doesn't make comments about the people we're dating, like unless he sees like I guess like signs of abuse, like mental, physical and stuff. So he hasn't really said anything, but he seems like he likes him.
All right. Did you start dating him with the express intent of getting married?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did he start dating you with the same intent?
Of getting married, probably not.
Well then how does that work? If you started dating him with the express intent of getting married and he did not have the same intent, that's a disconnect right there.
But I mean, don't people like I mean when you first start dating somebody, I personally didn't think like, okay, I want to marry this man. I think like I made that decision like after a couple months of dating
Well,
and
that's the
I
problem. That's the problem. Dating is dumb because exactly what you describing happens. You guys decide you start to bond to somebody who does not fit. See, what's supposed to happen is let's just assume you are a wife. Then you should only be dealing with people who want to get married and are looking for wives. You have that conversation in the first conversation.
well, we've had that conversation. He's proposed to two other people before. So he's definitely marriage minded. Um,
No. You're listening to what you're hearing what you want to hear. Did this man start dating you with the express intention that he wanted to get married? And you said no. So everything else doesn't matter.
um,
Confirmation bias, you will find a way to make it fit. And you ask me if I'm wasting my time. Why? Yes. If you're a wife, you're wasting your time. But are you a wife?
um,
No.
mm-mm.
That's why you.
I,
That's why
I
you're
would say,
wasting your time. Wives wouldn't waste their time. So that's one thing I can't say definitively. Wives don't waste their time. Wives don't waste their time with men who aren't looking to get married. Just like the other woman. She wasn't a wife. You're not a wife. That's why y'all are content to waste your time, and that's fine. But just know that. So when it ends, you can't blame the man.
so I don't know. Like I'm still having a disconnect because we've had conversations about marriage and stuff like that, and it's definitely something that he wants. It seems like the conversations that we
You just,
have about marriage between us is more so a matter of um
he doesn't want to marry you. It's like the last lady. Men will talk to you about being married. There's a difference when a man talks about marriage and then a man talks about marrying you.
no, we did talk, no, he has talked about marrying me specifically. He basically has said that
Are you a wife?
I don't really know. I don't
Were you raised to
know.
be a wife?
But I have things to
Were
work
you
on.
raised to be a wife?
Excuse me?
Were you raised to be a wife?
No, sir.
Okay. You have any siblings? You said you're in foster care, right?
Yes.
Um, why do you want to get married?
I want to get married because, for one, I was in foster care with my immediate family, and a lot of my family are married. And then I also want to be married because I'm a single mom, and I now see the importance of having a male figure around my child. I see the importance of having a man in my
Where's your
life, and
child's father?
where is my child's father?
Yep.
Since I decided not to be with him, he is not communicating with me anymore.
How old is your child?
She's 3.
There's all kind of things wrong with this situation.
It is.
You need therapy. You need to get your kid ready for some therapy. And you are not a wife and not ready to be a wife because you just described you want somebody to help you raise their kid. That ain't
Um,
no, ma'am. Please don't fight me on this one. You don't want to go where this is going to go. I understand you're a single mother. You're a 3-year-old, but there are red flags all over the place. And I'm telling you, marriage won't fix what's going on here.
well, I mean, I'm not looking for a stepdaddy per se. It's the
Ma'am, it'll be a goddamn stepdaddy no matter what you want to call it. Your
no,
husband, your husband would be a stepfather to your child. Yes or no?
yes, sir. I understand
Thank
that.
you. Then it don't matter. Y'all don't want to call it, but you are. And let me correct you, ma'am. You are looking for a stepdaddy before you're looking for a husband. That's how we look at it. We got to look at that the kid we're taking on cause you're a package deal. He's a stepdaddy first. He's your husband second.
And I don't agree with that.
I don't give a shit if you agree with it. You're not the one that has to take the risk.
Okay.
You got a daughter of a dude that ain't even talking to you. Cool. But that means a man is walking into a jacked up situation. And he has to. And do you want any more kids?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
How many more?
2.
So if a man were to have 2 children with you, every dollar he would spend on the 3 kids, 66 cents of his dollar would go to his 2 kids, and then 33 cents would go to another man's child. How is another man's child an asset for for another man?
I mean, why couldn't I make that same argument since he has a
No,
child?
ma'am, you can't answer. So you can't see what you can't do is answer a question with the question. The question I asked was, how is another man's child an asset for another man?
The child is not an asset to another man.
So the only way to make it make sense is you got to make another argument. And that's the problem. That's the issue. A stepfather is a bad deal today because they don't get the respect. Number 2, you didn't come in saying, I want to come in and support a man in his dreams and desires and what he wants to build in this. You said, I see the importance of having a man around and I want to have somebody. It's all about you and what you need. But what about him? And
Well,
he has to step in. If he marries you, ma'am, your child is a liability. In the way you don't want to look at it this way, but your child is a liability. Meaning this: if he has $1, if he has $100, are you going to allow him to put $100 onto his kids and 0 onto your daughter?
um,
Ma'am, don't even make the come on now. If if
it,
if, if he comes back with a pizza. He
no,
comes out with a pizza. Comes out with a pizza. The pizza has 12, and the pizza has 12 slices. He gives 3 to his son, 3 to his daughter. He eat 3, you eat 3. Your daughter gets none.
that would be a problem.
Exactly. So he has to provide for your daughter like it's his biological child. True or false?
Yes, sir.
That's not a good goddamn deal for any man.
It may not sound like a good deal, but I feel like I'm not just looking for a stepfather. Like I've committed a lot to him within these past couple months. Like I currently work for him. I quit my job to work for him. Like I've been trying my best to I'm very submissive to him. I listen to him and I'm very supportive of everything that he's doing. And when I started to date him, that's when I started to think more realistically
Ma'am,
about
the things I'm saying to you fit any single mother. So I'm not. It's not about you. It's just the fact that I've been a stepfather, okay? Look, it's not a good deal. Okay. If he chooses to take on the responsibility, just understand that it's not what most men would do. And my thing is, if a man is willing to take on the responsibility of another child today, I don't know, man. I hope he gets the reverence he deserves.
I just feel like that's putting me in a box with other people.
Yeah, it's called a baby mama. That's what you are. You're a baby mama. No, that's right. You're in the box. You're in the baby mama box. Yep, you're in the baby mama box. You ain't special. Nope. Y'all all think y'all special. Y'all all think you're special. You pick. Look, man. Like it or not, I'm trying to be as nice as possible, but you ain't gonna run that shit over here. You made a baby with a dude that don't even stick around. You're not an ex-wife. You're not a widow. You're a baby mama. That's a box. That's a box. That's a box.
I understand. That's not what I'm talking about, though. What I was referring to was the comments that you like. Well, specifically, what I was thinking about was when you said how stepfathers don't get the respect that they deserve, and should the respect of society matter when I respect him and I make sure my child respects him?
The fact that you asked that question just shows how little y'all understand who we are as men. To men, that question answers itself. And the fact that I have to explain it to you shows the gap between female and male understanding today. Go in the comment section and look at what the men say to that. Your respect ain't enough. We live in a world to where your daughter is 3. When she becomes 14, and you have 2 more kids, and she sees that her siblings are getting different treatment than she gets. Mama, Dante looked at me a certain way when I came out of the bathroom. I don't like the way he's been looking at me. He asked me to do so and so. All it takes is one allegation, ma'am. Snoop Dogg up on charges right now. It's being sued, not on charges, being sued right now. Man.
I think that's on the parents. Like,
you know, the problem with what?
The
problem with the parents? The problem with the parents?
I want to clarify what I was trying to say. I feel like any child who makes a false allegation against a man like that is a fault on the parents, because I feel like that's an early.
Why didn't you marry your daughter's father?
Why did I not? I felt like he was after I had my child. I felt like he was not emotionally or mentally stable, and he was not. 26.
So you got a 26-year-old baby daddy and a 32-year-old boyfriend. Your child is 3 years old. Why'd you make a baby with a guy who's 2 years older than you and not emotionally stable before getting married?
Well, when we first started dating, I did not.
You did not have a wedding ring and a marriage certificate? We know that. Why did you marry him?
No. Me and my child's father had a conversation about being married.
Yeah, but you didn't have a wedding.
The wedding did not happen according to...
No, it didn't happen, so you weren't married.
Yes, and I'm saying that the marriage did not happen according to him because he did not go to the...
No, it didn't happen according to anybody. You didn't have a marriage certificate. You didn't have a justice of the peace, a judge, a ceremony. Not according to him. Did you get married legally? I mean, what do you mean not according to him? According to the law, it didn't happen.
No, we did not get legally married, but what I'm saying...
Okay, then why did you do that? Why did you have a baby coming from foster care, knowing how important family is? Why'd you have a baby before getting married?
Because I thought that man was gonna marry me, and I thought he was gonna...
No. Is that what's supposed to... See, you said that if a kid does something, it's the fault of the parents, okay? Well, then this is the parent who decided to have a baby before she got married because you thought he was gonna marry you. You know one way to ensure that? You know one way to ensure that? Is to get the marriage first, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you wouldn't be in the position you're in right now. Because
But
you
that's
are in a box. You are in a box, ma'am. And here's the thing: you need to understand the box you're in is what the men say it is. Men look at baby mamas different than they do single mothers, women who are married and had kids. You didn't make a good choice. Because understand something: any man that marries you has got to look and say, "You married a dude that was 2 years older, unstable. Then why does he want to raise inferior DNA?" Let's just
why
get
would I
real.
on his
Why
child?
would a man want to come in and be a stepfather to inferior DNA? You said he was mentally unstable or whatever, and not in this case life.
DNA. That's not fair to me. He has a child
Who
as
cares
well.
about fair?
So why does he get a pass when he's a single father, but why do I have to why does he get more respect and I have more faith in him? But as like women are more
See, here what it
acceptable.
is, women want fairness. Women want fairness when it suits them.
I'm
This is
not
what it
I'm
is. Why is it fair? Ma'am, you want him to marry you.
no, but I'm asking a legit question. Like,
But
why
no,
is
you're asking a legit question. You ask, and I'm giving you the answer because you want him to marry you. Because we choose, because men decide who gets married. That's
but he want
why.
me like
Listen. Pack it up, calm down, and let me help you. Women choose who gets born and who has sex. Those are your choices. Men determine who gets asked for marriage. We control access to marriage, you control access to sex and who gets born. If you decided you wanted to have an abortion, could your baby daddy have stopped you?
no, sir.
Well, how is that fair to him? Oh, see, you accept the unfairness when it benefits you.
No, I did not accept the unfair.
It's unfair. True or false?
I, it's unfair, and I did not exercise that right.
Okay, so there is unfairness in sexual dynamics. And right now, you want to marry him. He's 32. He's got a business, right?
Yes, sir.
He's in a better position. So why does he get a pass? Because he's earned it. You haven't. That's the reality. I'm not supposed to say it, but that's the reality. Because he's 32, got a business. He can take care of his shit. Can you take care of your shit?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
That's why he gets a pass. That's how the world works.
Okay.
It's not about what I want you ladies to understand. It is not about fair. And men have been dealing with the inequities, lack of fairness in the sexual marketplace for the longest. Now we're starting to hear women talk about unfair. But understand, the child that he has, does he have custody of the child?
Yes, sir.
That means he's paying and providing for the child.
He has his daughter full time. Yes, sir.
That's why he gets a fucking pass.
But what is the solution? Because we can't take away all these children that were had out of wedlock, and the purpose of me
The
listening to
solution to
you.
what? What is the solution to what?
What is this like? How do I get married? Like that's something serious. Like fuck having a stepfather. Like I really have a deep desire to get married, and I can't
Okay, hold
necessarily.
on. What is the solution for you? Or hold on, breathe. Hold on. How, you asked what's the solution? Are you asking me a solution for what do we do with baby mamas? What are we talking
No,
about you?
how do somebody like myself get married if y'all keep putting me in this box and I
No,
don't
man, you
get.
put yourself in a box. We didn't do this. You did this. Don't put that on me. You did that.
My question is, how do I get married if all you're going if the man that
Well, you want the answer?
I have a
You
child?
want the answer? The chances are you don't. It's highly likely you won't. And that's what we need to start telling women. If you decide to make a baby before you get married, you are unlikely to get married. Every other race seems to know this. We got black women are married at a 26% rate. So the notion that the least married race of women would do anything to further complicate chances of marriage is insane to us men. You're not. You may have had different family circumstances, but you were born in this country. You knew better. You knew what happens having a kid before marriage and after marriage. You know all that stuff, but you chose to decide to do it out of order. So now you take what comes along with it. It comes along with the box.
People had a
What
couple.
you want people and what women like women and what you want won't happen. You want men to say, well, she was young, it didn't happen. All right, that comes on an individual level. Individual level. Somebody has to be willing to, okay, let's look at it this way. Take it away from you so it's not so personal. Okay? Somebody can go to jail. Somebody can go to jail for a felony.
Yeah.
All right. They got that on their record. Let's say it's for some really bad stuff. Let's say it's for something. Let's say they got accused of doing something. Do they get to apply for jobs like they didn't have a felony?
No, sir.
No, they gotta live with that, and they gotta be willing for somebody to take a chance on them. They can't. They can say it's not fair, but that's how the marketplace works. But I got to ask a question to you now. Because, see, I don't have the benefit of people feeling sorry for me because I'm crying. How is it fair for you as a mother of as a single mother with a child, with a man that you said was behind the curve? He was had some mental whatever going on, whatever, immature and young. How is it fair for you to take your child and ask another man to raise it as his own? How is it fair to him when you said that child is going to be a liability to him? How is it fair?
Life ain't fair.
How the fuck can you say that and then ask me how that should be fair to you? If you can understand it that way, shut those tears off. You can be that fucking cold-hearted when it gets that way. See, gentlemen, you see how quick she was willing to say fuck you to the men? But yeah, she got these crocodile-ass tears when it's her feelings hurt? That's why I want my critics and detractors to say they got no problem putting this shit on men. But then I ask them, how's it fair to have to go raise another man's kid? Life ain't fair.
The reason why I said that is
I
because
don't care why you said it, man. I don't care how you said it. That sounded fucked up. But I'm glad you were honest because that's how you really felt.
no, that's what you just told me, that life is not fair. That's why I said that.
Yeah, okay. You're responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. You're not going to make it seem like I put those words there.
I'm not saying that.
That dog won't hunt.
What I'm saying is that's the
Answer my question. Answer my question. How is it fair that another man has to raise your daughter?
it's not fair.
Then why are you asking for fairness?
When I was asking for fairness, I was being fair by accepting him and this child.
You're not accepting him, ma'am. He has his own daughter to raise. How is it fair for him to take food and money and resources from his biological child to share it with your biological child who is not going to be an asset? You're not doing. Listen, ma'am. Listen.
Wait,
if it was not you, you would not see that this man is being done any favors. He's helping you out.
he is helping me out, but the reason why I don't feel like I am such a liability to him is because my role in his business directly affects the financial. I do help him.
How long has he been in business?
Excuse me?
How long has he been in business?
I know at least one of his businesses has been around for 8 years.
I'm sorry, your little 6 months of doing something ain't that important.
I'm the first and only woman that's working
Your
for him.
little 6 months of doing something ain't that important. This man had his custody of his daughter and was running a successful business before he met you. Don't diminish that man like that.
I'm not trying to diminish him. I just felt
no. Well, what you did. His business was around 8 years.
I was not trying to diminish him. The
The issue is, ma'am, you're in a situation that you don't like, and you're trying to balance it out, and it won't balance.
That's not
true. It won't
I,
balance. It's like a square wheel. It will not roll. It will not roll. And this is what, and How about this? Let's go to it a different way. If at 19 years old or 18 years old, you had known then what you know about being a single mother now, would you have chosen? Would you still make the choice that you did to get pregnant?
No, sir.
That's all we need to know. That's the test of a decision. Would you do it again?
But I never decided to be a single mom. I woke up one day and was like, I want to be independent. That was never my mindset. I've been wanting to be, and I've been marriage since I was probably 18. I actually
You